I get what this is.
Yeah.
Here's what had happened, Damone, is I would try to do the intro, but I'd say welcome to Debatable, and that's just how it would end up being, and we'd have to do it 8 times.
Debatable. What's that?
Yeah, I never heard of that.
So you do the
know.
intro, and then
Fuck
we'll go from there.
ESPN.
Fuck
All
Fox.
rise. If you're not a real judge, Damone Allen, not a real court is now in session.
Please be seated. Welcome to Not a Real Court, a comedy podcast where we pass final judgment on some of the hottest topics known to humankind. I am your Not a Real Judge, Damone D. Money Allen. Joining me today are a jury of your peers, starting off with Hi-Fi Mike.
He didn't even know my name. We've had podcasting for hundreds of episodes, and he was going to call me someone else.
Well, the list I'm looking at, because I usually edit it each week so I don't mess up. You weren't on last week, so you weren't on the list.
It should be a reflex, Damone.
It's not yet.
It should be a reflex. How?
Samoan Joseph
Hi, my name Joe.
and the bad guy Kenny. This is audio.
It's an audio podcast. Well, actually, it's also going to be video. If
there's
it
video,
uploads
but a lot
right.
of people are going to listen to it as audio. So
It will be coming to
figure that
Spotify as video eventually.
yeah.
Working the
Once
Hopefully
Spotify
this
decides to fucking work.
Hopefully this week. I might try it.
Yeah,
I
it
might
didn't.
try to
I tried
upload
it like 4 times last week.
I don't know how it
Yeah.
worked. It worked once for me. I did it one time.
Welcome to Not a Real Court. This week I'm actually going to be passing over the can't think of I keep wanting to say baton, but it's not a baton,
gavel.
the gavel to Hi-Fi Mike for
Hey.
this topic, because I feel very passionately about one side. So I would not be an impartial judge. So Mike, take the gavel.
Oh, all right. As soon as my computer decides to work. All right. Thanks for the gavel. Hold on. Let me try it. Let me try it out. Let me.
That was for the
It's a
ASMR
button
listeners.
All right. It's working.
You'd be terrible at ASMR.
Take it, yeah.
Yuck.
The ear.
We eat noodles.
All right.
Oh,
So I'm gonna be. I'm in the judge's seat for this one. Now let's do this. Hold on. Ah, judge's seat.
wow! Look what we doing. Okay.
Oh, yeah, make yourself the spotlight.
Hell yeah, I'm the judge. I'm number one. I'm
Let's go
number
see
one. All right. So this week for the debate, we're gonna have should you meet your neighbors? Would you willingly meet your neighbors? However you want to word that. And we got 2 different sides. So let's start off with Damone. Do you want to present your case?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my opponent today here is going to make it seem that I am anti-neighbor. That could be farther from the truth. I believe that you can just say hi to your neighbor. You can wave to your neighbor. Earlier today, I myself, while taking out the trash, I waved to my neighbor when she
That's
waved at
bullshit. I object.
I'm now imagining Travis in this conversation. Continue.
She waved at me, so I waved back at her. And that's fine. My kids even will go trick or treat to the neighbors. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You can be nice to your neighbor, but the idea that you would go to when you move into a neighborhood, every neighborhood you move into, that you go and you introduce yourself to every neighbor is ridiculous. It's unfathomable. It's unfair to us introverts. Also, to us people of color. I myself am a person of color, for those of you who don't know, and I live in a
That's news to me.
predominantly white neighborhood. I cannot parade the streets, going neighbor to neighbor, trying to introduce myself. I am going to get injured. And you expect that from me is preposterous.
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 Is that the end of your?
That's my opening
statement
argument.
for you.
That's my opening statement.
All right,
There's more.
Bad guy, you're on the other end of this, right?
No, I'm on the same
Oh,
side.
you're on the same side. Joe. Oh, Joe. Right. Joe, please present your opening statement.
So I'm just gonna say here, you could wave to your neighbor, whatever, but don't you want to be comfortable with the people that you're living next to? Like, these people are basically right up against your house, and you're okay with your kids being right there, but you don't know if they're a good person or not. You don't want to go meet them. What if there's an emergency and you need something and that person next to you has it? Are you just gonna randomly show up to the door and be like, oh, hey, I know I've never met you and I've been living over here for 5 years and I've been trash and never came over to introduce myself, but can I please use your ladder or something like that?
Go get
Come
your
on.
own ladder.
My neighbors have been phenomenal.
Why
My
would
entire
using a
no,
ladder
you shut
be
the fuck up. You shut the
an
fuck up.
emergency.
I've had to use my neighbor's ladder for an emergency.
Okay. Is that the end of your statement? Your
No,
opening
I'm
argument?
just saying.
Okay.
I have met so many good people from my neighbors. Don being one of them. Damone, I wouldn't even know any black people unless I talked to my neighbors. Think about that.
None of your neighbors are black.
But I met Don, which got me a job working with you. So boom.
All right, bad
came
guy.
out
Do
of
you have a
that.
rebuttal?
Listen, you know who goes door to door introducing themselves?
Tupperware salesman.
Pedophiles. That's who does it. Pedophiles. Because it's a court order. Because you have to do that. And I'm not
This is
doing that.
wild.
You gotta introduce yourself to the neighborhood. Like, hey, I got
I don't
in
think
trouble
they have to
back in
do
the
that
day.
anymore.
Just a few kids. Like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
I think
I'm
now that they have
still at
the,
home. If you need me, come
Just
find
a
me.
list.
I think now that they have the online registry, they don't have to go house to house anymore.
I don't know. That's what I used to hear. They used to have to go back in the day and introduce themselves.
But still just
Joe,
be neighboring.
would you like to respond to that before Damone?
I
gets
mean,
his
that's
next
just
turn?
fucking wild. That you're gonna say that's the people that are going door to door.
All right, Damone, do you wanna closing statement here?
I'm not done. We're
Oh,
not
you got more to
statement.
say?
I got more to say.
I don't.
I'd like to-
Joe
I'd
seems
like
like
to
he's out
respond.
of.
I'd like to
Joe's-
respond to Joe's claim about
right.
make friends. I could be friends, like I said. You could be friendly with your neighbor, and I even had my neighbor who moved. I have no idea what her name was, couldn't remember it, but she's before borrowed things from me. She needed to use we had one of those pack things you can use to to start your car. We had one of those. She knocked on the door and was like, "Hey, can I borrow it?" Sure. No idea what her name is. My kids would jump on her trampoline before we got our own. That's fine. I don't need to know these people. I don't need to be friends.
You're sending your kids to someone's house that you don't even know their name.
I can see them out the window, and I was outside while they were.
You're not watching out the
trampoline.
window at them the whole time. There's no.
I would be
fucking way.
sitting outside.
No, you don't sit outside.
I do sit outside.
No, you don't.
But again, I have enough friends. I don't need to be friends with all of these people. I don't know them. Also, I don't know if they're good or bad people. And
Yeah, 'cause you don't meet 'em.
I've also had a bad experience with a former neighbor who called me the N-word.
I
with
listened
the
to
hard R.
I listened to enough.
You called me that before, so I'm glad I listened to you.
I listened to enough true crime podcasts to know that one of your neighbors are most likely a serial killer or a murderer. Just trying to figure out which one it
Damone.
is. No, it's not
Maybe.
Damone.
See, and when you being all neighborly, like, hey, I got you a basket full of muffins. They're like, come on inside.
Taking no one
Nope, mind your own
muffins.
business. All right, so
I am not taking
does
that
anybody
one.
else
Yeah.
have any closing statements?
Another thing with that, then you end up getting wrapped up in all the neighborhood drama because then now you're friends with
neighborhood
everybody.
drama?
And now you got to be a part of the neighborhood watch because they're like, listen here, we're cool now. So now you got to
We're
go ahead
buddies
and
now.
no.
And then
There's no neighborhood
you're
drama.
just trying-
Joe's
you're just
about to
trying
put on
leave
his
the
neighborhood
house.
watch uniform.
You're just trying to leave the house and your neighbor's talking your ear off because now you're buddies. No, I'm just trying to go.
That's
to the
fine.
grocery
What's wrong
store.
with talking with your
The
friends?
worst ones are the ones that think they're your friends, but you're really just trying to get in your car and leave.
Exactly. I
They're
don't
like,
have to deal
hey,
with that.
Hey, buddy, nice weather we're having, huh?
Yeah, but
Um,
there's
time
no
to cut the grass,
conversations
huh?
like that.
Grass looking a little high there, neighbor.
So I'd like to, Joe. I'm giving you one more opportunity to make an argument before I make deliberation.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you make friends with your neighbors, you can have a good ass time. If you're sharing yards and shit, Kenny, you knock that shit off while I'm talking.
We're winning. That's why
So when I was neighbors with Don and Norb, we would have Can Jam out. We would all like have our grills and shit. We would have the UFC fights on. There was just like a big party between 3 houses. You could do that every weekend if you wanted.
Why? I could do it by myself. Why would I want to do it with other people? I could do that by myself. I could have my own fire, drink my own beer, watch my own TV.
I am far from an introvert. I am as extra as an extrovert.
You're not neighborly though.
Nope.
Not me. All right, so I'm gonna deliver. I'm gonna deliberate here.
Mike's also only on one side here.
No, I can see for both. There's positives on both sides. Joe's side, you can have a warm home feeling on the with your neighbors. You
feel
can make
safe.
friends. You can feel safe. You can borrow a cup of sugar.
Too.
You
can
feel safe not knowing anyone living around.
That's a lie. No one's ever borrowed sugar from a neighbor.
I have. I absolutely have. I've
never borrowed sugar. From
I have.
Neighbor, but I borrowed a bunch of shit.
I have borrowed sugar. I never
Also,
gave
my
it
neighbor
back,
has a
but I
pool.
borrowed it.
My neighbor lets me use their pool all the fucking time because I went over there and introduced themselves.
But
the first time I met them, they were like, "You can come over, use our pool whenever."
The one thing nobody brought up is that neighbors are nosy, and the more you talk to them, the more that they try to get involved in your business and be nosy in your house. And I don't have that. I want to know as little about you as you know about me.
I've literally never had.
Like, hey, grass looking kind of high there, buddy. Like they're all in your shit. Like, get away from me.
Right.
So
I'm definitely I'm gonna have to go on the side of not caring about your neighbors. Like, it's all right to be friendly with them, but I don't want to be friends with them.
Horrible people.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you any of my neighbors' names.
I could tell you every neighbor I've ever had.
I know my neighbor's name here, but I don't know all of them. I don't really know anybody.
Nice.
I mean, what are you considering your neighbor? I'm literally talking about the house next to me. I'm not talking about going down the road.
I'm talking about the houses next to me and the houses across the street from me.
I'm talking about every neighbor.
The neighbor
I have no idea
to
what
me,
their names
I know
are.
her name, but I don't know anyone else who lives there's name, and that's about where I'm at.
My kids have played with on the left-hand side. My kids have played with her grandkids before.
Collectively, I've lived on this. Collectively, between the two places I lived on the street, I've lived on the street probably like 5 to 7 years, somewhere around there. I don't know anyone's names.
Yeah, I've lived in this house for like 6
I didn't even
years,
know what neighbors in.
I couldn't tell you a person's name.
I know neighbors named more by the house number they're at and what car they drive. And
like I know their
if
face,
they have a dog.
and like I know
So you're
they
being
live
nosy.
there.
I'm nice to the neighbors. I'm nice to the neighbors.
I'm not nosy. I don't pay attention to them.
I'm not gonna go out my way and just be like, hey, I live in whoa. No.
Yeah, no. I'm not introducing myself.
Yeah, I'll wave. I'll say hi. Like when we walk by or we see each other, I'll tip our hats. We can do all that.
You see me walking my dog, and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
for a little bit. Like, hey, he's a.
I get
boy,
in my car.
That's it.
I get in my car. I get out of my car. That's
as minimal
as much as I
interaction as
do.
possible.
Right. Yep.
Me and my neighbors literally pull our lawnmowers up to each other, and then we'll sit there and talk for a bit.
Well, here's the thing, Joe.
I would hate being your neighbor.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, good talk, neighbor.
I think. All right. So here's the thing. Hold on.
No one with us riding lawnmowers.
Hold on. So here's the thing.
I know the riding. I thought it was a push.
Doing that with a push.
If Joe was my neighbor, I'd probably be friends with Joe. I'd probably be friendly with Joe. There are, for the most part, the neighbors that I've ever had have not been anyone that I'm interested in ever talking to.
Okay, so let me ask really quick. Would you introduce yourself to your neighbors if they were someone that you think you'd get along with?
No, I'm not introducing myself. We're going to have a meet cute. We're going to have a circumstantial meeting, and then we become friends. It's going to be like we walk down the street, and then we you say what's up a few times, then eventually you start talking. Like,
Yeah,
Yes, like
Some sort of
something
conversation.
happened.
But I'm
like
not going to your
anything
house.
more.
I'm not knocking your door like, hey, I'm your neighbor. Let's be friends. No, that's weird.
Yeah,
I'm not a
no,
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, like something's got to happen. Like there's got to
There's
be
a-
like
right.
a car accident, and we like both are like looking at it, and like we start talking, and then we become
Right.
friends.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that happens. Where
Exactly.
we become friends by circumstance.
But not necessarily because that's your
So,
neighbor.
Damone,
and-
where are your circumstances for the past 30 years?
What? I'm not having friends.
Yeah,
I'm weird. What do you want? I'm
you
weird.
just never ran into
I'm
someone.
anxious. Yeah, pretty much.
You just have your kids go over to their house.
Yeah.
My kid becomes friends with the neighbor's kids very easily, but
Yeah, my kids do. Like I said, they've played with her grandkids before.
Yeah, we
Like,
know you pawn them
the-
off.
They used to play on, like they would go and play on, like jump. She let them jump on
What's her name?
trampoline and whatever, and like it's fine. I'm not worried about it. I like know where they are.
I'm gonna give the judge roll
think?
back over to you.
I could see them. They're not that.
You do
far.
not watch out the window for them the whole time.
No, I'm not going to say I do. I'm
Yeah, Damone.
Yeah, and your neighbors aren't going to care either because you never went over and introduced
Damone's
yourself.
neighbors don't want the kids over there because he's like, he won't stop staring over here. This is weird.
that would be super.
Yeah,
weird.
Damone's not introduced
Damo-
himself, but he's sitting there staring out.
No,
that
no.
See how his blinds
Find
are
out
open
it's
just a
not-
tiny bit.
It's
That's his
not.
peeking curtain.
It's not Damone that's not meeting the neighbors. It's the neighbors not wanting to meet Damone.
It makes sense.
I can see Damone's like, get your ass over there, get your ass.
Come on.
Tapping on the window.
I do tap on the window sometimes when it's time to come in. Like,
That
come
sounds
on,
about
come
right.
Sitting
I
there
don't
with
do
your
that. I go
robot.
outside and yell at my kid,
Come
or I call her
inside.
on her phone.
Damone, do you
It's
talk through
getting
your
dark
teeth?
out.
Do you talk through your teeth when you do that? Get your motherfucking ass.
No, not really.
I
I'd
ain't gonna
love
tell
to
you
see
again.
him
They'll
talk
tell
like
you the motherfucking ass.
I said, get your ass in here.
My parents were the king and queen of that shit. Get your motherfucking ass. I told you not to act up in front of these people.
Don't touch nothing. Don't look at nothing.
Don't ask for nothing. The first thing they do is ask for something.
But mom, it's a steel cage.
The first thing my kid does every single time we go into a store, I'm like, don't ask for nothing. Can I have this?
Hey,
You got
all kids
money?
do that. I did the same thing. I used to get my ass beat.
Like I told you, stop asking.
The pressure
When you
point.
get hit so hard, you get that silent cry out.
And then that. I don't hit my kid. She doesn't get a silent cry.
No, I'm talking about you. You ever
Oh.
got hit like that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I did. I would all the time.
Well, if you like to
Mike's like,
be
I never
hit
hit
in
my
a
kid hard.
consensual way,
I won't hit my
But-
kid, but I got hit all the time.
well, you could be hit in a consensual way if you go. To,
No,
like,
that
the
is a
southern-
terrible no.
That's horrible,
We are
Buck.
not doing
That's
that
a
segue.
horrible-
That is not
no
do
way.
a Raise energy ad. You do not get the fuck out of
Because
here.
you need
If
energy
you want
to
the
feel.
energy to hit your kid,
There you go. That's better.
Are you tired? Tired of those other energy drinks hitting you with a short burst of jittery energy, followed by a crash that leaves you with less energy than you had before? Well, fear not, because Ray's energy drinks are specifically formulated to get you going without making you jittery and keeps you from crashing. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, and better caffeine than a cup of coffee, Ray's energy drinks are the #1 growing energy drink on the market. With flavors like Baja Lime, Sour Gummy Worm, Guava Mango, and Strawberry Colada, Ray's has some of the best tasting energy drinks available. You can get a case of Ray's right now by going to repsports.com and using promo code T1THREE when you check out to take 15% off of your next order. That's promo code T1THREE for 15% off of your next order of better, tastier energy.
hey, we are back.
Oh,
if you want to get hit
Damone.
consensually, so whatever you said.
Yeah, but we were talking about,
I know. I'm just saying that's wild. Like
talking about hitting children, and I'm like, I'm not gonna hit my kid. You're like, you want to get hit consensually? No, Damone.
Yeah, that was
that's
horrible.
right.
Now you might have to introduce yourself to your neighbors.
So what we're gonna do now is we're going to do a tournament. The way tournaments work here at Not a Real Court is under high-fi mic rules. Is each
Hey.
person will get a certain number to had a certain
Fuck you,
number to put
Travis.
into the bracket.
It's still fuck you,
I'm going to
Travis.
randomize it. They'll go head to head until there's one final winner. So this week's bracket is going to be what is the best Seth Rogan movie. So
That was a long walk to get there.
I couldn't remember for a second. I'm gonna be honest.
Hit my step
I was
goal.
really hoping you were gonna say best Seth Rollins movie or like Seth Green movie or like something
Fire.
completely off.
Seth Rollins in the movie would be fire. He should be the
Seth
new
Rollins with Seth Rogen and Seth Green. We can
Ooh,
call
that's
it the
awful.
three Seths and a baby.
The three
That
worst
sounds
laughs
terrible.
ever. That'd be awful.
The three Seths, like Three Stooges. Seth, and me.
Yeah.
The Sethy bunch.
Seth and Seth.
No hold Seths.
What's going on? What's
I don't
going
know.
on?
Oh, I'm coming up with movie title names for Seth Rollins, Seth Rogen,
Mike,
and
you
Seth
okay,
Green.
man? Mike, you good?
No, I'm not okay. I've never been okay. What do you mean?
So the movies
You
are
okay,
The
man?
Interview. This is the end. Zach and Miri Make a Porno. Knocked Up. Superbad. Neighbors. Pineapple Express.
I already know
Observer
what my-
Report.
I already know. what
Green
you mean.
Hornet. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Sausage Party. Neighbors 2. Lion King. The live action version.
I was like,
Disaster
No, he was
Artist,
using the cartoon.
I forgot. I was like,
Funny
what?
People. And 50-50.
This is
Yeah,
a
I
great
forgot he
list
was
of
in Lion
movies.
King too. Like I'm like,
I haven't
what
watched
Lion
it since it
King
came
movie?
out. Like I have no interest in rewatching that movie.
I'm still gonna go.
I still haven't watched Mulan.
Whenever I watch I haven't watched Mulan either. I never finished Aladdin.
Aladdin's good.
Yeah, I thought Aladdin was really good.
Like I started
that-
with my kids.
Is that
and they
Will
were-
Smith's last role before the slap? No.
It was definitely
King
been enough.
George.
George?
Is it King
It was
George?
King-
No.
King
I'm
Joffrey.
pretty, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was King George.
Is it King George?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's King George.
You're talking about when he's
Is it
Serena
King
Williams' dad.
James?
It's King Richard.
King
You're
Richard.
right. Yeah, King Richard. You're right. Yeah,
I
because
was over here joking around. I was like, okay, let me stop. It's King Richard.
Hey, that was a good bit. Fuck you.
No, it was King Booker.
Booker!
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna shuffle it. So Mike, sing the official shuffle song.
Every day we shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and.
Okay, so first round, it's going to be Zach and Miri Make a Porno versus Funny People. Mike.
Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
Jeff.
Funny People was not funny.
He's right.
It was a
the
serious
title was
movie about
horrible.
comedians, and it was bad. It was long, and it was bad. That's when Judd Apatow, they really kind of lost faith in that man for a minute.
Joe.
Porn.
Kenny.
It's Zach and Mary. I mean, they shit on Jason Mewes, bro. Like,
And
yeah, that shit was.
that's a Kevin Smith movie.
Is it?
Was it?
It is a Kevin
Yeah,
Smith
Zach
movie.
and Mary.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that either.
I got that in my Blu-ray is that and Clerks.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Superbad
That's
versus.
how Jay Muse is in it.
That makes sense.
No one else was working with Jay Muse other than Kevin Smith.
True. Wasn't he not-
Because the problem is nobody else can wrangle Muse like Smith. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
but-
think even during Zack and Miri, he was heavy into drugs.
Makes sense.
he was
it was
heavy
right
into drugs
before-
until like it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right. No, I think it was a little longer than that now. Because he got out of it when he started doing when he was doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and I haven't listened to that
Yeah.
in probably almost getting close to 10 years. Probably about 8 years.
Post heart attack.
No.
No, it was way pre heart attack. Pre Kevin Smith heart attack? No. Yeah, no. He's
No, it
Jay-
was post heart attack because he made the fucking heart attack.
Who's post heart attack?
Kevin Smith.
Jay Muse got sober way before.
Was it?
Yes, he's been sober for a long time now.
Okay.
Good for
He's
him.
been sober for close to a decade. It may not be a decade, but it's close to a decade because how old is it? He has his little kid now. It was before fucking Batman vs Superman.
And that was a long time ago.
That was a minute ago.
Right? But speaking of super bad versus disaster artist, Kenny.
I've never seen Disaster Artist, so I'm going to go super bad.
Joe.
Oh, it's super bad.
And Mike.
Super bad.
Okay.
Mm.
So this is the end versus Neighbors.
This is the hardest one to me. This is the hardest
Mike.
one to me.
Hold on. He's been sober since July 1st, 2010.
So 13 years? A little less than.
I'm closest without going over. Neighbors.
He was high
it's
as fucking
1,000.
Degrassi then.
Shout out to
Probably,
Gil
yeah.
Pop and Chair Shots. I'm here for a super bad versus
Pineapple Express.
final.
He doesn't
It's
know how to say
possible.
fruit
I thought
names.
I'm the one that couldn't read in T13.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't read. the
It was big and bold on the screen
it's
too.
probably
I don't-
was.
like we're reading these small brackets and that is big and bold.
It's a lack of food.
I'm here for
Said
yeah,
super
I'm-
bad in Pineapple Express.
I'm going Neighbors because Zac Efron is fantastic in that movie. Actually, he's also fantastic in the second one. I
Glad you
really
agree
like.
about Neighbors now.
I had this conversation with my girlfriend. I really like Zac Efron. He's a
good actor.
pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe.
17 again is a goat movie with him.
Wasn't thinking 17 again, but sure. I'm sure.
I'm just
it
saying
was.
that's a good movie.
That's the one with the one dude from Friends, right?
Yep.
Which one? Which one was that? Is
Chandler.
that Chandler?
Yep.
I don't know their names.
Yeah, this conversation got real white.
I know Rachel. I know Rachel. I know Joey.
It's Rachel, Monica, Joey, and
here we go.
Chandler.
Said, dude, fuck
It
yeah.
could be whiter. We could talk about Seinfeld.
You
The
forgot
Office.
about Phoebe.
Hey, we were
Why'd you
not-
forget about
Hey,
Phoebe,
Seinfeld's
Damone?
got way more black characters.
As long as it has one.
True.
That's true.
Is there,
Friends
not,
had
is there not a
none.
single black character in Friends?
There's
I think
probably
there's
an
only
extra.
one.
They are in New
It's
York.
in- it's
and there's
New
not
York
one
City.
black. There's
Yes,
not
I
one
never
black
thought
in
about that.
Friends.
How I Met Your Mother at least has a few. Like
Like you're
Barney's
in New
brother's
York
black.
City. How you
I
have
don't know
one
what part
black,
of New
no
York.
black friends?
To where you can't even like bump into a black person. They're not even black in the background. Like that's
And it's stolen. It's just living single but white.
yeah.
So Joe.
it's still No Boy
Uh,
Meets World.
This is the end had such a good cast. Like it was amazing.
Damn it.
Kenny?
You're really doing that to me. I was hoping you would you would pick one. Because this is, in my opinion, these are the two best Seth Rogen movies to me. And you got
Really? These
Yeah.
two?
Yes, I was
These
literally-
two. These two are your best Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah,
This is the
I
end of
think-
Neighbors.
Yes, I think.
It makes sense. It makes sense. You're straight edge
Superbad and Pineapple Express are overrated to me. They're
because
super
you're straight
overrated to
edge.
me. I don't. It was.
It's the stoner humor in those. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was
I
good.
like
on those.
Superbad when I was a kid.
But-
like I still like Superbad.
Yeah, but,
before
like-
I was like a
But
pothead or
let's
just
be honest.
drugs or anything.
Pre like 17, we're all just high anyways. It's just that's basically what it is. Not you don't have to smoke weed. You're still being.
Well, I like a lot of high movies though. I'm a fan of Dude, Where's My Car, Friday, Half
Dude, Where's My
Baked,
Car is
How
so
High.
good.
Like I said, those were like good movies. I mean, this one, I didn't laugh like that on Superbad. There was like two scenes. Like,
I love Superbad has a lot of good shit.
But this is the end. And Neighbors, I was pretty much laughing from beginning to end.
I mean, we're talking
movie.
humor. Superbad came out around Napoleon
Like
Dynamite time,
2008.
right?
It's like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably like
Man, that was
2008.
such a weird time for comedy.
And
Yo, I got a quick
Look-
fact
look-
check for you guys. In Friends, there was 27 black characters throughout the entirety of the show. One of them being, and I quote, "child looking at Chandler."
That's what I'm
no
saying, bro.
A
How-
no lines icon and probably the youngest character to give Chandler a bizarre look. The child looking at Chandler is one of my favorite Friends appearances.
Listen. You said how many people?
27.
There's child looking
And
at
how many
Chandler,
episodes are there?
Mattress King
27 black
delivery.
people in
How many-
over 10 seasons, and there's only 27 black people that show up.
So it's like it's like just over 2 per season.
That's crazy.
I like
There
it.
There's some seasons there's only 1 or possibly none, and they doubled up on another season.
I love that their names. This one's just named Man.
You know what makes it worse? You know what makes it worse?
They're all like none of them are even side characters. They're
No.
all
No, you know what
There's
makes it
another
worse?
kid.
There's 25 episodes per season. I'm looking at this looking at it right now.
Jesus. So there's less.
Ooh, one has a name. Gary.
What's the percentage? What's the percentage of black people versus episodes?
So let's say there's 25 episodes a season, and there's 10 seasons. That's 250 episodes, and we got 27 black people. That's
Right.
10%.
So divide. So it's
in New York
just
City.
over 10%. It's like 10.2 or something. 10.3. 10.3.
10%.
Somebody
It's
check. Check my math. 10 and a half.
Not even.
One of
Yeah, I
them.
would've
One of the
said that.
characters is just called Pudding Cup. And
Or
it's a
hold on.
man
We
that
said
ate
how
a
many?
pudding
I'm gonna
cup.
do the math.
They
I'm gonna find out.
cup for a black person. It was a chocolate pudding cup. And they
What's-
mistook it for a black person.
We said there's 200 and how many episodes?
There
like-
was, let me see.
250.
Let's do 250 for easy math.
Yeah.
250 episodes divided by 27.
236
So
to
it's
be exact.
230. All right, 236.
Oh, so it's
divided
less than
by
10%.
27. So it's 8.74% of episodes have somebody of color in them.
Have
That's
a
crazy.
character.
Have a character, or even a background. Like I guess even just a background character, right?
I'm
Because
trying to-
there's
I'm
man.
trying to
look
see
at
the
somebody, the other one was
soonest-
a pudding cup. You said what, Joe?
So I'm looking and I'm through 14 people
So-
so far, and the earliest is season 2.
Bad guy. Here's your new podcast idea. Because you could do all the podcasts, you could pull them all off somehow. You go through a rewatch of every episode of Friends, and you
Ugh.
try to find.
Listen,
You try to
You have to
point out
find-
you're watching
watching
for
Friends
the
already
people of color.
is torture.
Where's
Yeah, I know,
Harold?
but that's why it'd be funny because you hate it so much.
Imagine going through the whole thing and only get 26.
What
of
if
them.
this
You're
is
like,
what makes
"Fuck!"
you what if this is what gets you rich? This is what you need to do. I'm telling you.
Instead of Where's Waldo, is Where's Gerald?
After all that hard work I put in on these podcasts, I'm sitting here.
And that's the one that takes off.
That's the one that gets me.
And then you have all the merch, you have all the parody merch and everything themed around Friends to be bad guy in the Friends font. Bad guy watches Friends. Bad guy on Friends, Friends on bad guy.
The bad guy.
Bad
has
guy
friends.
Friends Black Watch. What are we calling it here?
I would just name it Child Looking at Kenny instead of Child.
No. No, don't go to the ad again, Damone.
That's a character name.
You want children looking at you? Here's an ad.
Child looking at Chandler and chocolate. What was it? Pudding
Chocolate
Man?
pudding
Just
cup.
pudding. This character's name's Knockers, and he was named that because it was a black woman used with her large breasts.
That's crazy. She didn't have a name. They didn't even
No,
give
it was
her a
just
name.
Knockers.
Damone,
It
I
was
think you
just
need order in the
Knockers.
court. I think you need to bang that gavel. Let's.
Knockers, pudding cup.
I'm upset that we went on. I like the side tangent, but we've talked about Friends longer than Seth Rogan.
I forgot whose vote it was. I think
It's Kenny
all
because he
it's
said,
all me.
"Fucking this is the end of Neighbors." There's 2 favorite Seth Rogen.
It's hilarious.
His favorite Seth Rollins roles.
His favorite
Those
Joe
were
Rogan movies.
Joe Rogan. Those were the best Seth Rogen movies to me. Like I said, I laughed from beginning to end. If I had to choose, I'm gonna have to.
we do.
I'm gonna have to go with. I know, I'm trying to debate in my head. I'm over here stalling.
We know. We talked about Friends for 5 minutes.
I know because I can't think of one. Let's go with Neighbors.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
Both of you guys are on the neighbor side at this point.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
I didn't introduce myself to them.
They introduced themselves to their neighbors. And their neighbors were dicks.
Yeah, so you knew to move.
No, they did move. It became a war. Do you not remember the movie Neighbors?
I do remember it. You could have moved.
No, he couldn't move. Like
I'm
that,
not
they were there
moving.
first. Why? They're not
Yeah,
going to
why
move
would
for
I
a frat
move?
house.
I'm
You
not
know how
talking-
hectic it was? They had a sequel. Go Neighbors 2.
Yeah, I'm not
Except
moving.
then they teamed up to
You're not
fight the
driving me-
sorority,
You're not
Stopped all the
driving me
neighbors.
out of my house.
right?
At that point, I'm
Especially
just being petty, and I
Wow.
refuse to move.
I might-
Just stare out the window at you.
just a heads up. My window might drop out, so if I drop out, I'll be back.
50-50
There it
versus
is.
Green Hornet. Kenny.
I'm going with Green Hornet. I've never seen 50-50. I've never even heard of 50-50.
It's the one with Jason Gordon-Levitt where he has like cancer and like you see him like shaving his head like in the
I seen the
Um,
picture, but I didn't know.
picture.
I've seen it though.
Yeah, I think it's a more serious role. Jason Gordon-Levitt is a great actor too, by the way. I still want a Robin movie with him. I'm
Same.
kind of mad that we didn't get anything
Same.
after what's it called? After The Dark Knight Rises. Like they gave us that like teaser and then that was it. That's all you get. Crumbs. You
Well-
get the crumbs and that's it.
Well, to be fair, they Christian Bale said, the only way I'll do these movies is if there's no Robin. He's like, I don't want to team up with Robin in my movies. So
Well,
that's
no,
why
I'm
they
saying
teased
you
it at
could
the
have
end.
had, you could have just had Jason Gordon-Levitt do his own movie without Batman.
True.
Because technically Batman's gone, like dead, and you could have like continued on with Robin until he becomes Nightwing.
True.
Okay, Joe.
Green Hornet, best superhero movie ever made. I'm kidding. Don't look at me like that. I am going Green Hornet. It's not the best superhero movie.
I honestly don't know if I've ever seen Green Hornet, or at least that version
It's
of it.
it's cool. Like it's cool. It's not nothing like you be like. It's one of those one and done movies. You watch it once, you be like, okay,
Yep.
that's
yep.
really it. You
So I will tell you, I got the movie Green Hornet thinking that it was Green Lantern. So I was when I first turned it on, I was pretty disappointed.
He said, when is Ryan Reynolds gonna show up?
Yeah.
You watch the whole movie like this was false advertisement. I didn't see Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, that's
the
the
whole
end?
time.
We don't get
It's,
Ryan Reynolds.
it's like when I watched the wrong Aladdin. I don't know if I ever told you guys that one, but that one was really bad.
What was it? The porno version?
No, I wish that would have been better. No, I
Was it
got
like the
this like
Bollywood version.
it was like it was from like India and it was someone's like school project and it was horrible.
No, that wasn't school project. That's the actual movie. Them movies are terrible.
No, this was bad. Like they were like Aladdin was like almost looked like a superhero with him like jumping over people's heads and stuff. Like it was just me and Abby probably got like 30-45 minutes into it before we realized that it wasn't the real Aladdin movie. Because like the actor like kind of looked similar, like the main actor kind of looked similar, but then when the genie came out and it wasn't Will Smith, I was like, we're watching the wrong movie right now. Like we're changing this right now. This is not Aladdin.
Like, whoa, that is not him.
It's not the genie.
Not
He
him.
popped out. I was like, that is not Will Smith.
You said you've never had a friend, never had a... No, that's not you. That's not the Fresh Prince. Mike's going through computer issues. He said
So we're just gonna continue without him. So
Yeah.
I'll just take his vote. So Lion King versus
observe and report.
report.
All right. So I will say this though. Observe and report. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, but there was a really, really fucked up scene in that movie that would get that movie canceled today.
I
remember-
don't remember that movie to be
There was a
honest.
scene where, what's her name? Anna Faris? Is that the one that played in scary movies? Her name Anna Faris? Or
Yeah.
Anna Farley. Knew something like that.
Fair.
Well, basically, her character gets drunk and passes out. And Seth Rogen has to make a decision whether he's going to sleep with her while she's passed out. And he goes to do it, and then he like kind of like he's like, I don't know if I should do it. And she's like, hurry up and finish. And like that's supposed to be funny, and it's like that's kind of like that. Yeah, it's like Very rapey.
I just looked that up, and I guess I have seen that movie. I didn't realize that that's what it was called.
Yeah, that's the one. It came out around the same. It came out literally like the same year. Paul Blart came out.
Everyone
That's a
remembers
good
Paul
movie.
Blart.
Yeah, there's no sleep rape in
I'll never forget when someone called me Joe Blarts, and I got really upset over that. It was someone at Coast when we were working there.
Is it peanut butter and jelly? That's my favorite part of that movie. That's my favorite part of that movie.
So you're going with Lion King?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Lion King. Like,
okay,
kind
Joe.
of like
Oh yeah, I'm going Lion King.
Okay, I'm going with Lion King too. Like I said, I don't really remember.
This is
Observing
Lion King
Report.
1 that he was in. He wasn't in Lion King 2.
The Interview versus Neighbors 2. Joe.
The Interview, because that is like, I don't know if it was like a stunt or what, but the shit that was going on when that movie was coming out was fucking wild.
That was wild.
That was like, that had to have been like one of the most insane releases for a movie with all the shit that was going down.
And that's wild. He was like, I'm gonna blow up the earth, and we're like, you know what?
I'm watching the movie.
Like a movie about him.
And they had like, I remember like, was it Christmas morning it came out? I think.
I don't know. I remember when it came. I remember it came out.
I think it was a Christmas morning that it came out, and you could pay like $25 to watch it online.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember
I just
that.
remember being out, and I was just like, "Damn, this is crazy."
Yeah, I remember like all the threats and everything that were coming out about it. Pretty much they were going to bomb America because of this movie.
Yeah, it was. So it was Christmas was when it was available.
Yeah, we almost were They almost caused a world war.
Yeah, I ain't make that shit. I ain't get a dime from that.
Yeah, you could. So
They.
you could rent it or purchase it through Google Play, Xbox Video, or YouTube on Christmas, which is insane. Yeah, because I remember waking up and like, holy fuck, like we're actually gonna watch this movie, and like I thought the movie was fake for so long because of all the shit that was going down with it. Because like, I mean, there was obviously like the internet and stuff, but like it was really hard to tell if all that shit was real or not with like all the political stuff behind it, I guess.
Right. Kenny.
I'm going with The Interview as well. Neighbors 2 is cool, but Interview was actually like really funny, and it was just it's also the audacity too of that movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Interview 2. I never saw Neighbors 2.
It's because you don't like Neighbors.
I saw the first one. The first one was hilarious. Sausage Party versus 40-Year-Old Virgin. Kenny.
I'm going 40-Year-Old Virgin. I thought Sausage Party was just awkward to watch. I was like, this movie is just weird. Like this movie, and then the end, I was like, all right, bro. Like
it was definitely strange.
You had a fucking food orgy at the end. I was like, all right, y'all. Like, I was like, all right.
I'm in for it.
This is wild.
Joe.
I'm going 40-Year-Old Virgin because I almost lived it.
Yeah, I'm going with 40-Year-Old Virgin. That movie's still hilarious.
I basically live his life besides I've had sex.
Yeah. You think...
Like I'm in my room of toys. I got the electric drum set, like literally everything about this man I live.
Do you have Boner Jams 98?
Do I have what?
Boner Jams 98, whatever that fucking box of porn you had.
I probably had a friend
bring you over. That would probably be Mike, the friend who has the box of porn. It's it over.
Remember he was jacking off. And he pulled the action figure out. He started pulling the skirt down a little bit. But that movie was wild.
You put on music, and when did he end up just switching to watching? I don't remember. Was it the Brady Bunch?
I think so.
I think it was the Brady Bunch.
Forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but that shit is funny.
The best scene to me was when the black dude and the Middle Eastern guy were talking shit back and forth. And he's like, "Yeah, fuck you, fuck you." He's like, "You gonna take my shift tomorrow?" He was like, "Yeah, all right."
Well, the Kevin Hart scene is hilarious.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure. He said, "It's
yeah,
your boy." It's your boy.
I forgot about Kevin Hart being in the.
He only had one scene in the movie.
Yeah.
You get got too. That scene is wild. Apparently, that whole like scene is like improvised.
I'm
Hey,
back.
the
I'm
best
back
scenes
here.
usually are. Mike is
so
back, everyone.
Mike is back. So far, what you missed is the Lion King made it through, the interview made it through, and 40-Year-Old Virgin made it through.
Against Neighbors 2 is fine. That's fine. That's also fine. Okay.
Okay, Knocked Up versus Pineapple Express.
Oh, this is easy. Pineapple Express. 1,000% Pineapple Express.
Joe.
So funny thing about Knocked Up, I listened to a podcast about Seth Rogan on my way down to DC last week, and he was talking about Knocked Up, and he said that for the movie, they to like set up the scene of their house, they came and took a bunch of pictures of Seth Rogan's house and made it look like how his house actually looked. So like
That's so weird.
the Knocked Up movie is like the house is actually based on how disgusting his real house was, which is fucking insane. Pineapple
Bachelor
Express is really
lifestyle.
good too, though.
Pineapple Express is gonna probably be known longer in history. Also, has some of the best lines.
Yeah,
just some of the best.
It's got
one-liners.
it's the dopest dope you've ever smoked. You
Dope
gotta
is.
go
I use
Pineapple
that
Express.
all the time to this
Yeah.
day.
You're going with Pineapple Express?
Yep.
The
Any-
dopest dope you've ever smoked.
Yeah, it's Pineapple Express. I don't even remember laughing at Knocked Up at all. I don't remember laughing like at all in that movie.
My internet froze for a second. What did you say?
Oh no, I was saying Pineapple Express. I said I don't
No.
remember laughing and Knocked Up at all.
Knocked Up, like,
I feel like that
I
was a
wouldn't
movie to
say
like
super
scare you.
it wasn't really super funny. It was more like a drama.
What? Knocked out?
It was one of those
yeah.
ones where like make sure you don't get her pregnant if your life's not together.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
just
much.
a-
It was like
just a
trying to teach you
really-
a life lesson.
Yeah, it was just an awkward movie. It was just like I don't know. And then on top of that, like not only was it like awkward, it was just like disgusting. Like it was like okay, like
Zach and Miri versus Superbad. Kenny.
I'm gonna
This
go
one's
with
tough.
I'm gonna go with Superbad. I'm going Superbad.
Joe.
This is so tough. Oh God. I'm gonna have to go super bad. It's so fucking funny. The cops in it are funny as hell. When he gets the period blood on his leg, and there's so many things about that movie. It's so fucking funny. The McLovin that came out of it.
I would have went with Zach and Miri.
I'm not mad at either way. Both movies are hilarious, but Superbad is definitely more quotable. Like, him drawing the dicks.
No, you said quotable. Give us a quote.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Definitely more quotable. No quotes.
He said,
You got me there. I
They
can't.
probably
think
they
right
probably did say at one point in it, so you're
Yeah.
good.
now. With the Goldschlager when he hits the old lady in the head with the bottle.
Oh yeah, and that like when he's like
When he's
imagining what it's like to
fantasizing,
go
yeah.
into there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neighbors versus Green Hornet.
This is easy.
Kenny.
it's Neighbors.
I think
It's
this
Neighbors.
is a 3-2-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Green Hornet's
Neighbors is killing Green Hornet.
Green Hornet shouldn't have made it out of the first round. It's only because it went up against 50-50.
Yeah, I'd never heard of 50-50, so that's why I got my vote. I've never seen that one, and I've actually seen
Yeah,
Green
it got lucky. If it was up against anything else, it was gone.
I don't know.
I probably would have even went sausage party over it.
I was gonna say it would have been Observe Report though.
Lion King versus The Interview. Mike.
So random.
It's The Interview.
Joe.
The Interview.
And Kenny.
Yeah, the interview.
I can't. I love The Lion King, but the,
We didn't love that one.
original one.
It was
Not
we didn't
the-
love that one.
Yeah, that one's okay. Like I'll watch it, but like I'm not going to like if I'm gonna watch The Lion King, I'm gonna watch the animated one.
If I'm gonna watch Lion King, I'm gonna watch the second one. That's the better Lion King. I'm saying
That's
that
a
right
wild
here.
hot
take.
take.
That
That's,
is
wild
that's
take.
my hot take. Better
That's a hot
soundtrack,
wow.
and it's
What was
the
it?
original story.
Better soundtrack?
Yes.
Wait,
song-
My
with what?
guy.
What song is better than "He Lives in You"? Hail and hail.
It's a circle of life.
Nah, they ain't beating that one. They ain't beating that one. Or wait. What song is beating this one? Deception.
I knew that was coming.
All of them.
For trouble the moment he came. Disgrace. There is not one song on Lion King beating that one song.
All of them.
No.
Hakuna
no.
Matata.
Hakuna
What a
Matata,
wonderful
circle
phrase.
of life.
Hakuna Matata is not beating that gazelle going crazy. That zebra. They were snapping on that song.
It is what it is.
True.
It's a
Both-
music
but
video.
the Lion King's a great franchise. I think we can agree with that.
I'm not gonna go that far because Lion King 1.5 was shitty. You're not gonna go that far.
Lion King
Right.
1.5.
Yeah,
you
one and a
never-
half. 1.5 is funny.
You never seen 1.5?
I didn't even know that existed.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much okay. It's pretty much
What are they,
just
jackass
it's
with
Li-
these
it's
half
Lion King-
movies?
It's Lion King 1, but it's from Timon and Pumbaa's point of view.
Oh Lord,
It's funny, but it's not a good movie.
that's wild. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Watch it. He got one song in there. this one song hit though. It'd be like, "Look before the hyenas come."
Well, wait, Kenny. But when I was a young warthog,
Oh, that's my song. You know, that's my
When he
favorite
was
part
a
of-
young
That's
warthog.
my favorite part of all the Lion Kings. He said, "When I was a young warthog," I go around the house do that for no reason. That's my part.
Man, now I'm gonna have his voice stuck in my head.
it's fired. I don't believe. I might go watch Lion King after this.
That,
Nah,
that
I'm
part
not
when he
going that
told-
far.
That part when he told his nephew, he said, "Run away and never return." I was like, "Damn, that's cold." You
Scar
framed
is goated.
the murder on your nephew, and then told the nigga to never come back.
And
Like,
then sent people to come and kill him. Anyway,
sent a stampede after him.
and then told everything would have worked for Scar if the hyenas just killed him like they were supposed to.
They just let him dip off. They said, "All right."
You're gonna die anyway.
Yeah, he ran far enough. That man was that lion was out there surviving on bugs.
40-year-old virgin versus Pineapple Express.
This is fine.
Kenny.
This is hard. Yeah.
I'm going 40-year-old virgin though. 40-year-old virgin is so funny to me. Like that one just killing me.
Joe.
This is
Pineapple Express is more of a Seth Rogen movie than 40.
Yeah.
It is, but
Going
Wait.
into the the semifinals.
he said, "I hope you got a big trunk because I'm gonna put my bike in."
Right, but that wasn't Seth Rogen. That
but
was
it's
Steve
a
Carell.
Seth Rogen movie.
You gotta.
And Seth
you gotta-
Rogen is in.
gotta
Seth
print-
Rogen is
You gotta
in
print
40.
it, and then you gotta.
Oh,
fucking
here we
plant.
go with
But
it's
Seth
not a
Rogen did show up because- Remember,
but
remember
no,
he
Seth
changed-
Rogen
during
is.
Halloween.
It is 1,000% Seth Rogen is in 40-Year-Old Virgin. It is not a Seth Rogen movie.
Wait, what movie
Pineapple
did you just say?
Express, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay, perfect. That's my pick.
That's terrible. That's a terrible.
Mike.
It's Pineapple Express, and it should be Pineapple Express.
Mike, I'm gonna be real
it's-
with you. No matter what you did, I was gonna veto it. And your 40-year-old
Well,
virgin
you're
was
wrong.
going on.
It's definitely not a better movie.
I've watched Pineapple Express maybe once or twice.
Pineapple Express is amazing.
I've seen it a
40-year-old
ton of
virgin,
times,
I've
but
watched
40-year-old
like
virgin
10,
is my life.
15
So.
times.
Right, and it's not a Seth Rogen
Pineapple
movie.
Express, like
It's
maybe 10 times, but 40-year-old virgin. Every time I see that shit on TV,
I'm not sitting through that again. I'm not gonna sit through it that long. I'd watch Pineapple Express any day of the week.
I watch
You live
40-year-old
Pineapple
virgin any day of
Express.
the week. Super bad versus neighbors. Kenny.
I'm going with Neighbors.
Joe.
Super bad.
Mike.
Who am I mad at more right now?
What?
Who am I mad at more right now? Who's pick? Who do I want to get behind for this pick? Fuck you, Joe. I'm gonna go with Neighbors.
All right.
I was like,
You
wait a minute,
thought,
what
'cause
I
I'm-
do?
Ah, yeah.
Superbad is going to the finals.
Wow.
You're putting the pussy on
Superbad
the
is a
pedestal.
better movie than Neighbors. I like Neighbors too, but
I thought we couldn't. You
Superbad
couldn't
is
push
better.
it into the finals.
no, I can't
You can't
veto
push the
in the
final.
finals.
Yeah. He did say that.
I always thought it was you can't push.
Know
it
the
into
rules.
finals.
The interview versus
We've done hundreds of
40-year-old
episodes,
virgin.
Mike.
Not with that rule, you fucking
Say it.
piece of shit.
Mike.
I didn't have
Interview
a
of
follow up. I
40-year-old
just got up to
virgin.
fucking. The interview.
Joe.
It's an interview. Too good.
Yeah, Pineapple Express with
Any?
in Korea.
I'm going 40-year-old virgin. Don't put the pussy on the pedestal.
You don't put the pussy on the pedestal. Superbad versus the interview. Kenny.
I'm going with the interview.
Joe.
Also go on the interview.
And Mike.
I'm gonna go with Superbad.
I'm surprised.
The interview is not the one I thought was gonna win.
I actually have an interview shirt in my closet.
I did not know I was going to win it all. That's wow.
I didn't either.
It's a good
That's
ass movie,
because
though.
that's because Pineapple Express got fucked over. Because that should have been the winner.
40-year-old
Pineapple
virgin
Express
should have
is
been
such
the
a
winner.
good movie.
Yeah.
No, Pineapple
I
Express
think I would've won
is
Superbad.
amazing.
I don't
over
think it's
Pineapple
even in my
Express.
top 5 pothead movies.
Oh, it's definitely like probably my number one.
It definitely isn't in my top 5 pothead movies.
Which
What are
one?
your-
Well,
pothead
you're
movies.
also not a pothead, so that would explain a lot of it.
I don't know. If we go,
I seen it.
no, that part was funny. He's like, "Sit your pretty ass down."
I seen it.
That's
I
what
saw
you
you
do.
ripped out and jaw.
Sit the sexy little ass down and watch yourself get killed.
Craig Robinson is fucking great in that movie.
I think he's one of those few people that no matter what movie he's in, he kills it. Like that one.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Hot
for
Tub Time
sure.
Machine are the funniest movies he's ever been. And This Is the End are at its funniest.
Definitely Hot Tub Time Machine. This is the end. Was okay. I'll be fine never watching that again.
This Is the End is hilarious.
I
He
love
was
that
like,
movie.
"The power of Christ compels you," and he was like, "Really? Is it compelling me? It's not feeling it."
I feel
That
like This
part
Is
is
the End
hilarious.
is the only actually good movie that had like a huge cast of like great actors.
That is true.
Because
movie
usually
43
they get all those people and they're just like it's just a shit.
Adam
movie.
Sandler movies.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm talking big name people.
I'm like, I've seen Grown Ups. I didn't like it.
I like Grown Ups. I like Grown Ups 1 and 2. Chocolate wasted. Yeah, Grown Ups 2. I don't think there was a 3. Yeah,
This man's like I went.
I just honestly just really like. I like Adam Sandler. No, I didn't like Jack and Jill, but I like Adam Sandler. Most
love
movies
Adam.
that Adam Sandler is in, I know what I'm getting myself into, and I end up enjoying it.
The only thing good about Grown Ups is maze. That's the only thing I like about that. Maze.
I like the cast. It's a good cast.
I feel like Adam Sandler had quite the dip in his movies when he first signed with Netflix, though.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah,
Ridiculous Six
he
was
he could put out whatever the
bad.
fuck he want, and they were gonna pay him anyways. And guess what? They did Gangbusters, so they're probably gonna do it again.
Once they reached like the mid 2000s,
Hubie Halloween's great.
Hubie Halloween was good.
Hubie
And
Halloween's great.
Uncut Gems. Is,
Question-
The one he
Question
did
when
with
it fell
fucking
off.
Jennifer Aniston was good too. The murder mystery one.
Never seen it.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking. That one was decent.
See, exactly. And then he
You
had
said-
that
you
one
heard
where
that
he's
too,
the
that
basketball
Aniston.
coach. That was good too. That was a
That
good
one was
serious
super
movie.
good. I really liked
Right,
that.
exactly. You're saying he didn't do good, and you're like, these are all great
I
movies.
said early Netflix movies, motherfucker. Open your ears.
Those are all his early Netflix
no,
movies.
they're not.
He's
Those
had the
just came out
same.
the past
All of his
years.
movies, all the movies he's come out with in the last fucking 10 years have been his Netflix movies. And we just named. We just fucking
Early.
named them.
No, that's later because early ones he had the cowboy movie. He
Which
had-
cowboy movie? Oh, the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah, that
Shitty
shit was
Adam
bad.
Sandler
I like that
early
one.
Netflix movies. Of course you would.
That shit was bad.
Because it was
But Click was the turning point for me.
Click-
Like halfway
Click,
through.
and you know, halfway through Click, it's halfway through Click. That was the turning point, right? Because the first half is great, and then you want to die.
What
Yeah,
about Sandy
it's-
Wexler?
yeah.
Did you love that one?
Which one was that? I know it wasn't an Adam Sandler movie, but it was a Happy Madison movie. The other was it the other
The other
the other
guy?
Mindy? No,
Oh,
the
no,
other.
No, that's
The wrong
that movie
Missy.
sucked.
No, that movie was fucking
It
hilarious.
was the other Missy. I know you're talking
The other
about.
Missy, yes, that was a good movie.
That was the one with David Spade. I didn't like that.
Yes,
one.
that was
called
a
The Wrong
Happy
Missy.
Madison movie. The
Yeah.
Wrong Missy, yeah. That was a
That was-
good.
That's what
that
I
was a
said.
good
You said
movie.
no. God damn it.
That was predictable in the first 5 minutes. I was like, "Yep."
Yeah,
Like, he
but
gonna
it was.
fall over there.
It doesn't matter if it's predictable. It's not supposed to be unpredictable.
And
It's
was
not. It's not a
terrible.
movie to keep you guessing. You know
It was
exactly what's gonna
terrible.
happen going into it.
It's
The fuck
terrible,
do you
bro.
mean?
What about the cobbler?
I watched half of that.
The one where
It
he
wasn't
fixed-
bad. It
Oh,
wasn't
you watched
bad.
half of it. Why?
No,
'Cause
no,
it was
I watched the whole
early
thing.
Netflix?
Actually, no, hold on. I did watch the whole thing. I liked it.
I don't believe you.
I liked
speaking
it.
of liking things, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a recommendation. So you can recommend.
Bad guy,
anything
you can go
want.
first because
bad guy,
if
you
you do
start us
Scream,
off.
I'm not gonna do Scream.
No, I
I'm
wasn't
not
gonna do
doing
that.
Scream anyways.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
I love Scream, so I'll recommend it every day of the week.
I recommend. I'm trying to think what I recommend. I wasn't ready to recommend anything
you
yet.
recommend-
I
All right, then
recommend-
Go ahead.
Okay, so I recommend the Hot Chick. Y'all remember that movie from the? That's my movie.
Oh, with oh god, what is his name?
With Jack
Rob
Black.
Schneider.
Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider.
Is it
Yes.
Rob
That was
Schneider?
when
Yeah,
Wait.
it's Rob Schneider.
Yeah, it's Rob Schneider.
he had a
When,
hot.
like, he-
three
Oh,
movies.
I'm thinking. What's the one with Jack Black that's similar?
Jack Black.
It's not
Oh,
similar, but it's different.
You're thinking of Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hot Chick is very
Yeah.
offensive now when you watch it again, but it's hilarious. I
Yeah,
think,
so-
A lot of those movies from that time period are super offensive
Oh,
if you go
yeah.
back and watch.
Right. Oh yeah, most of them.
when I was in the
Super bad
hospital,
is
I
super
watched
offensive.
I watched Harold and Kumar again. I said, this movie is not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I said they cannot play this now.
Oh yeah.
That one, Rush Hour, like you can't watch those now.
I love Rush Hour though. I will
love Rush Hour.
rewatch Rush Hour.
Rush Hour 2 is hilarious, but
Ru-
it's so racist. It's so racist. When that Asian dude's driving by, it's like, slow down, 10. I say, golly, this is racist. it's a lot of racism in that movie. But I do recommend just early Rob Schneider movies before he fell off too. He had a mean fall off too.
I don't.
Well, he had
I-
those three hot. He had three good.
Three of
Deuce
them.
Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow, The Hot Chick, and The Animal. All fire
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, those are
And
all
then-
super good.
Then you fell off.
But
Yeah,
he's a Happy Madison. I mean, he's in every Happy Madison movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but his character wasn't funny though. No,
I just like Happy Madison. All right.
What's the one where his foot, like he has the black foot?
Mr. Deeds. My
Mr.
dad got that
Deeds.
dead foot too. I always call him that.
and you know, Rob Schneider's got the "You Can Do It."
Wait, no,
Every
Rob
movie.
Schneider was in Benchwarmers too. That was pretty good.
Okay,
All right, I know we've talked about Benchwarmers on Debatable. So Benchwarmers, that I watched that movie. I watched that movie in a hotel room. I'm pretty sure. No, maybe it was The Ringer. I'll come back to that. Hold on. Go.
The Ringer's one with Johnny Knoxville.
That might be the. Hold on, I'm gonna do some research.
Yeah, Renner.
It might be the one I'm thinking of.
Okay,
it's my
Joe.
turn. I recommend getting you a friend that's as good as Mike over here. This man risked clogging his arteries so I could play Diablo 4 beta. And Diablo
because
4
you
is
got the-
fucking fire. So
Oh, because
wanna
you got the double up or whatever it's called.
it's a double down. Don't ever fucking disrespect that ever again.
The double up.
Okay, I was right. All right,
Fucking
so
double. We're playing poker over here.
all right.
Going all in.
So here's my story about Benchwarmers. All right, I was in a hotel room.
This is now
Maybe.
show a great
This is a
start.
great Mike story.
yeah,
So I was at a hotel.
all right.
room.
So I was in a hotel. I was in a motel room going to Texas, and I watched it on my laptop as Saddam Hussein was getting hung.
Oh, you told this story before.
Yeah.
I forgot
Debatable though.
Yeah.
So every time I think of that movie, so that's why I thought of it. I think of Saddam Hussein getting hung,
Which one? Benchwarmers
getting hung.
or
Because
or
he got
Leonard?
hung. He got hung in December. The movie came out in April.
Which one?
Benchwarmers.
Okay.
Benchwarmers came out in April 2006. He got hung in December 2006.
Were you watching that on the TV then?
That was on the TV while Benchwarmers was on my laptop.
Okay, that's wild. Like the hot potato scenes going on while this man's just
Beef stew.
Honestly, probably. All right, so my recommendation is Handmaid's Tale. Rewatching it with my girlfriend, and it is so fucked
that
up,
show
but
is-
it's so good.
That's a
It's
hard
riveting.
watch, man. That's a hard watch.
It is a hard watch, but it's great.
Jeez.
My
Damone.
recommendation is going to be, and I've rediscovered, or not rediscovered, but discovered that I love this show in a hotel room. Forensic Files.
Did you watch it while
Um,
somebody's getting hung?
No one's
I
being
think about to say
hung.
friends. He said forensic. I was like,
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files. There's actually black people on that show.
Are you gonna count how many?
Forensic Files. I've watched through most of, I think there's like one episode left I have in the first season. But yeah, it's a great show.
Do you know what
Like,
we
you're
need to
into true
do?
crime.
Do you know what we need to do? Is a list. We need a list. Get a list of things going that has percentage-wise more colored people or people of color on it than Friends does.
So Spike Lee movies, got it.
No, just a list of things that are more diverse.
I
Than
mean,
Friends.
we can 1, 2, 3 this and just say everything.
Adam Sandler.
No, there's gotta be things that aren't, and there's gotta be things that are. We just need to get a definitive list that we can put it out.
It's gonna be
world.
it's gonna be
If you wanna
90
see-
sitcoms.
If you want to see mostly black people, go look up Hood Movie Review. and watch the Hood movie. Oh, boy.
even the movie with the white main character has a lot of black people.
Wait till we see White Boy Rick. Same thing.
What we're gonna do now is we do plugs. So we'll start with Joe. Do you want to tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Not a Real Court, Monday nights, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and YouTube at 6 a.m. on Not a Real Court's YouTube channel.
And anything else you want to plug?
Coke Zero.
They're not an official sponsor.
I'm still plugging it.
This is
I'm
a
still
Just
plugging
Pepsi
it.
house.
tasting the aspartame.
This is a Pepsi house, sir.
Yeah, I'm all about Pepsi, but Coke
This is
Zero.
the house that Pepsi built.
Oh, you bad guy.
You can check out my stuff on Bad Guy Spoken Podcast. That's on YouTube's, and you can check out Bad Guy Spoken on all social medias. And like I said, there's other shows on YouTube as well, like Hood Movie Review, where we review different Hood movies. We have Bad Guy Spoken, where we just do shit, like just a whole bunch of crazy shit going on that show. And check out Unbiased as well, the football podcast. So yeah.
And I be tweeting and TikToking. You can follow me on both at DaMoney213. It's DAMONEY, the number 1, the number 3. And Mike.
You can find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike, where I tweet at Boy Meets World Fever. Let's shorten it down.
Where I tweet.
That's where I tweet at Boy Meets World Fever. You can tweet at me, but my tweets
He won't
going out.
respond unless it's
No.
about Boy Meets
I will
World.
respond to any of your tweets, but my tweets, unless that happens, is just at Boy Meets World Fever. Hi Cameron. Hi Chance. And you can find all the shows on T13 Media Network and our website at T13media.com. Rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Our golden rule is 5 or fuck off.
And with that, this case is adjourned.
Am I pressing the button? You pressing the button?
You're pressing it.